We're live right now. Oh, hey guys. Sorry, they just told me we're live. Welcome. It is your 2019-2020 Fantasy Football League. We're getting things started off. I am your league commissioner. Once again, I had the pleasure of going ahead and taking care of the ropes. So I went ahead and set everything up in the app already. If not online, you can go ahead and check it out. If you log on to the ESPN app, you can start logging in already. Some people have already done that, started creating their leagues a little bit, getting their names set the way they like it, and getting their icons the way they want them. So the rules for the fantasy football for this year are going to be the same as last year. Didn't change anything. The only thing that we did change was how many players are on your bench. We changed that from 6 players to 5 players. We'll get more into that a little bit later on why. So the draft. We do have the draft coming up. The draft will be held Sunday, September 1st at 2. Owners will have 90 seconds to make their draft selections. All teams will draft a 14-man roster. I am going to be pulling everyone's names out of a hat later on so we can figure out what the draft order is going to be. If you do not have a Venmo yet, we need to get you set up on a Venmo so we can take care of the dues before the draft. You will be penalized this season if you do not pay before the draft. We have changed the rules for this season. It is a $50 buy-in to play. If you set up a Venmo, what you're going to do is go ahead and Venmo me the cash. I accept all, as much as you want to give me. Actually, it's going to be $50 to start off. There is going to be something I'm going to explain a little bit before we get to that. So if you don't know how to set up a Venmo, let me know. I can help you out. We can send and receive money safely, securely, and to anybody in the league if we need to have it go that direction. I will be handling all the expenses and anything that we need to from here on out. Scoring. Let's go over the scoring real quick. Scoring is going to be the same. It is found in the ESPN app. If you go into the settings, it'll break down all of the positions and how much you can get for passing, rushing, kicking, defense, things like that. Weekly rosters. All team rosters must be submitted online each week. Your roster should consist of 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex position, wide receiver, running back, tight end, a kicker, defense, and then there's going to be bye weeks. Throughout some weeks in the season, each NFL team will have a designated bye week, which are announced ahead of time. You'll see it in the app. Please be aware when your team players have bye weeks. I will get more into that in a little bit. Transactions. There is no limit to the number of transactions during the regular seasons. Trades. The league participants will be able to vote on all trades. All participating team captains will have 1 day to protest a trade transaction according to the ESPN guidelines. If you don't like a transaction that's happening or a trade that's happening, you can veto it. It takes 3 vetoes for it to not go through. I will have the final decision if I decide that the vote or the trade is not acceptable, or if it's just out of whack and just doesn't make any sense. However, there's also that 3 veto rule. If 3 players decide, hey, that trade doesn't make any sense, you can knock that out. There are no trading back players from team to team. So if 2 teams decide that they're going to go and trade 1 player back and forth and try to make, have a little kind of collusion, I guess you would call it, that's not going to be allowed. We're not going to be doing that. The trade deadline will be November 20th. The waiver wire, the guidelines are located in the ESPN app. This year, we are going to be doing something a little different, and that's going to be penalties. The penalties go as here. Each week, if you do not participate in the league smackboard, you will be fined $5. Also, each week, if you make a trade or pull someone off the waiver wire, it is a $5 fine. Pulling someone from free agency, you will not be fined. Number 3, if you don't pay the league dues, $50, by the September 1st at 2 p.m., there is a $5 fine every single week that you are late. So make sure those dues are in on time. I'll be collecting the $5 as we go throughout the season. That's why the Venmo is so important, and to make sure that we get those. This will be the safest and easiest way to collect the $5 from everyone as the season goes on. The reason why we are doing the penalties is to raise the pot value a little bit higher. So there's only 7 men and women in our league currently. We are looking for that 8th person. If you know of anybody that would like to participate in the fantasy league, let me know ASAP so we can get them on board. I can get the code out to them. But for now, we are doing a random generated computer. What's going to happen is it will auto draft during the draft. And as we go throughout the season, you will be playing this random person. So however they draft, that's what they're going to get. So they may be whooping people's butts left and right. And I'm sorry to say it, but if you lose to the random, it's not going to look good for you. So if we could find someone, it would make it a little bit better, especially if you lose to an actual person and not a computer. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our sponsors. None of this could have been provided without ESPN and SportsCenter, so let's go right on over to them.
ESPN Plus is your home for thousands of live events and exclusive originals. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
This is SportsCenter at night.
Andrew Luck retires from the NFL. The emotional quarterback explains his reasons. Got reactions from all around the league. And our analysts on the field, Dak Prescott looking sharp in his final tune-up. And did Jimmy G rebound for the 49ers in the same place where he was hurt? The Gators saw the turnover chain 4 times, but they were able to take down the Canes anyway. SportsCenter right now.
Sorry, Mom, I can't have a better appearance right now.
It is extremely important you stay on top of your NFL news. As you can see, we've already had a top-tier quarterback, Andrew Luck, retire. You don't want to go into the draft and start drafting Andrew Luck first, second, third round. You know, it's not going to look too good. So make sure you are staying on top of your NFL app, and it's in the ESPN app. It helps you out. But stay on your ESPN. Check out scores, values of players. You know, you're going to start wanting to do your research. You do have 1 week to do a lot of research, so get on the ball. It's going to be a little bit of a grind and some homework to do, but I think everyone's going to come out on top. This year is going to be a lot more of a push than what last year was, because this year we do have the fines, the penalties, we have the dues, so expect a pot size a lot larger. All right, this is going to be the draft order, what order you're going to come in our draft. So just your name out of a hat. It's going to be all at random. And the number 1 pick for the 2019-2020 first pick goes to Peter. You will be drafting first. All right. And the second person is going to be Jordan. Jordan coming in at number 2. All right. Number 3. Rachel. Rachel, you are going to be pick number 3. All right. And pick number 4. It's going to be your commish. Your commish will be number 4. Number 5. Audrey. Audrey, you will have pick number 5. And pick number 6 is going to be Annie. Mom, you will be pick number 6. And of course, that leaves one person last. Sorry. Noah, you are going to be pick number 7. And pick number 8, we are going to have so far as a random. If they, go ahead and come on in, or if someone pops up, we'll put them in the 8th spot. That's where they'll pick. But for now, we have Peter at number 1, Jordan number 2, Rachel number 3, myself at number 4, Audrey at 5, Annie at 6, Noah at 7, and the 8th is going to be a random. So that's all I have for you tonight. You guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. If you have any questions or problems, concerns, go ahead and text in the app or just contact me, and I will get the response to you. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.